Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Jeannie Ellis, also known as Scrapbooking Mamaw, and today I want to share with you a Crafter's Castle design project for the month of December's challenges. These are called Holiday Baking, and they are a digital kit from Tailor Made Cards for You. I'll put the link below for you to catch up, plus also a link for the challenge blog. So the first thing that you see here is a set of tags, and these are called Merry Christmas. There are also tags called Holiday, Happy Holidays, and Baked with Love that you can add. But today I'm using the Merry Christmas. So there's a set of 6 per tag sheet. Again, there are 3 of them: Baked with Love, Happy Holidays, and the one I'm using, Merry Christmas. Then there's a sheet of recipe cards. Now these are come in a set of 2 on each sheet. I went ahead and printed 4, and then there's a box, a tag box that those tags will go in. Also, there's a link. I'm putting a link below of where I got how to put it together from Janie, who's the owner of the Crafters Castle Challenge blog. So I had to have a little help because I totally put it wrong to begin with. So I always try it out first before I do the video on it. So thank you, Janie, for helping me out. So anyway, I'm going to cut these out and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got everything cut out. I made my box, and again, I'll put the link below of where you can find out how to do this. It's really very easy to do once you know how. You may know better than I did on it, and I had to have a little help. So, but anyway, there will be a link below. I had my mind on a different type of box for some reason. But anyway, this is a tag box. And all these tags that I've cut out will fit into that box. So and then I've got cut out my recipes. I've got 3 cut out. And on one of them, I put a recipe that my mother had years ago. It was one of my favorite recipes, was her Cherry Delight. It was a cream cheesecake and made with graham cracker crust, and that was my favorite and still is to this day because I love cream cheese anyway. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to trim this back. I didn't get it all the way. But I am going to take some paper that I printed off. It's called vintage paper, and I'll put a link below on that one too. And I'm going to make an envelope to fit those recipe cards. And, that way it can be a nice gift to someone. So I'm going by 5 by 6, which is a 9 by 9 sheet of paper. What I had to do, because 8.5 by 11 would not work. The 11 part would, but just a smidgen off of the 8.5 part. So I went ahead and printed out 2 sheets and taped them together, and there's a seam there. So hopefully it won't be, excuse me, it won't show up too bad. So the first cut on the 5 by 6 is got 4 1/4 inch mark. So I need to take my paper and slide it into the 4 1/4, and I'll punch it. And then I find that score line. Then I take that score line and match it up with this mark, this piece here. You don't go back to the 4 1/4, you go to the score line and punch it. Turn it, do the same thing. Almost forgot the score line. Be careful you don't go so hard that you're going to poke your paper or tear a hole in it, because I've done that before. Punch it. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside. Over here in my messy area, I have got, oh, wait a minute. I forgot, I've got to use this to trim the edges of it. Okay, now what I do is I simply fold on each of the score lines. And my seam is over here and a little bit over here. However, I can mask that up with something else and it won't show as bad. So we'll see what we'll do with that. So now I'm going to take my tape, where did I put it? And I'm going to just run a row of tape here, and a row of tape here, being careful not to tape on the inside. And I'm going to fold this piece here just a little bit. And hopefully I got it straight. If not, we'll have to work on it. Yeah, that's not too bad. That looks pretty good, actually. I'm happy with that. Now, I did mean to put some distress ink on there, so I don't know. Let me see if I can peel it back up. Okay, now I am going to experiment here a little bit, and what I plan on doing, I'm going to take this candy apple red, and I am going to take this stencil, and I'm going to try to put it, see if it will show up on this paper. So let's experiment real quick here. I'm going to try it first on, well, it helps to use the ink part, and I got it on my finger just now. I'm always getting ink on me. Let's try it on here, on the flap. And the reason I'm using this stencil, because it, you know, it's the recipes, and you know, you might have all kinds of splatters, and you may be drinking your coffee or some kind of a drink there, and you may just make a mess, like I do, while you're cooking. And I thought this would be cute if it shows up. So we're just doing it randomly. Okay, that is all I'm putting on the outside of that envelope. And I think I may put some on the recipe cards too. Let's just see. Now this one doesn't have anything written on it yet, but I can still write on it afterwards, so if I want to. So I'm just going to kind of see what it looks like if I put some splatters without being too heavy-handed with it. Okay, so those recipe cards are done. My envelope is finished. Now I'm going to distress the edges of the tags, and instead of this, I think I'll continue with the red because it came out so pretty, and there's red in the tag hole, which I will be, you know, putting punching a hole in it, but part of it probably will still show. But I am doing the red because I kind of like that red, and it goes on so easily. So I'll fast forward this part of it. I'll distress my box too. Okay, I have distress inked everything. I put on my splatters on each of the recipe cards that I have printed out. I put some on my box, and I put some on each of my tags. So the next thing that I'm going to do, and I've distressed each one of them, next thing I'm going to do is try to cover up this seam without it looking silly. So let's see. The seam starts here. Oops, wrong way. Starts right here. So what I'm going to do is take it, and this has got, it ravels. So what I like to do is take a little bit of hot glue to that end. And I let it dry. Then I'll start it here at that seam. Wasn't dry yet, so I've got to fix that. I forgot to move my cord. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here for now. I'm going to move my inks because otherwise I'm going to knock something off, which is very easy for me to do. Okay, so now I'm going to take it and I'm going to kind of go, let's see, I think I'll go off the edge like that. And it, you know, I don't think anybody will pay attention to where they're not supposed to be there, because it's just part of the decoration. And it's a nice way to hide something you don't want seen there. Okay, and if I, let's see, I wonder if I did this and wrap it around, how that would look. Might not look so hot on this side though. Yeah, this side, eh. This side, it doesn't look too bad. So, I may do that. In fact, I will do that. All the way to the end. And now I'm going to trim it off. And I'm going to hot glue it just a little bit there. To make that seam stay in place. And if I want to, I can use my Beacon 3-in-1 glue and get that to where it'll stay too. If it doesn't seem like that's working, then I can go with my Beacon. So while that's, I'm making sure that's good and dry, I'm going to get my crocodile and punch some holes in these. Now, because I don't cut always straight, I am not taking these and trying to cut them all at once, because I probably did not cut straight. So I am going to take, and I think I need to adjust it just a little bit. Maybe too much. It's hard. Whoop. Well, that wasn't working. Okay, now these are little tags that go in this box, and you can make these as a gift for someone. And if you know, what I plan on doing later is adding more tags, and I may use the other tags too, just so I can fill up this box. And this will be something as a nice giveaway. They can use it for photos on the back of those tags, or they can use to and from. They can do whatever they want. I got a real nice box one year of Christmas cards uh, and tags to give away from them to me to give away, if that makes any sense. And it was a nice little box. Well, this is basically the same thing. So now this should be good and dry. And these just go right into the envelope. And I'm not going to tape it down right now, but this is what it's going to look like. So I may do some other embellishments. Okay, so there's my items. I'm going to take it out and take these out. And I'm going to put twine on these too, and I'll show that in the pictures. So anyway, this is what I've done, and I hope that this will inspire you to make your own recipe cards and tags, whatever you want to use them for. There's many uses for them. And this kit is just beautiful, and it printed really, really well. So hopefully this will inspire you. Make sure that you check the links below for where you can find these kits and this paper. It's got other papers with this digital kit. And the link to the challenge below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and many blessings. Bye for now.